how to invest in crypto in a bear market, right? So here's what's happening. We've been a year of bearish right now. Bitcoin topped it in November last year, so we are almost to 1 year. And crypto bear markets, crypto winters normally last a year plus or minus, right? It could be a little bit more, it could be a little bit less. Now that means we're very close to a bottom. However, under the same circumstances, we've also had massive economic shocks as well. So that's another reason why a lot of people are bearish, right? But the one thing to think about is this. These economic shocks are inflation and higher interest rates. But we do know that election season is coming soon. And when election season is coming, I don't think that the case for high interest rates will be tolerated, right, by politicians. Politicians are going to want to ease up the people so that they vote the right way. So that will be good for crypto, right? Once we get the money printer going brr, brr again, we can have the prices going up to the moon again, right? So I do think that we are very close to a bottom right now. I think that anytime anyone buying from now until that whatever the bottom territory is will be in a good position over time. Now, obviously, some of these economic shocks will persist, right? Because I hear they're saying now that they expect inflation. They don't expect us to go back to the low inflationary period. They now expect inflation to be a problem that keeps popping up again and again. But as long as you get some of that steamy money coming in or lower interest rates and some of that quantitative easing, I think the prices will go straight to the moon. Despite all of that as well, I do think that the fundamentals are strong enough to sustain crypto with or without some of that quantitative easing. So how do you invest in crypto in this market? I definitely think right now, when we're at a point of high interest rates, money is now being that much more scarce. That means you cannot be gambling with risky altcoins. I think that the age of just people will YOLO in whatever coin and then the price goes up is gone. I think right now you need to think about utility, you need to think about innovation, you need to think about users as well, right? Those are the protocols that you need to think about. I'll give you some examples. Obviously, I like the whole Richard Heart ecosystem, right? I like Hex, Pulse Chain, PulseX as well. But I want to talk about other projects so that you can see the thought process of investing in different cryptocurrencies, right? Now, first talk about Uniswap. Uniswap, right now in the bear market, generates about $1 million in fees a day. That's a good protocol to invest in, right? Uniswap, the team is innovating. They are leading in terms of decentralized exchanges. They're the ones that are setting the pace and everyone else is copying what they're doing. So you've got to think about that. Innovation is a good thing. Now, the downside with Uniswap is the uni token, bad tokenomics, and they don't utilize that the $1 million they're generating a day wisely, in my opinion. They could be using that for a buy and burn, right? They could be using that to buy and burn some tokens. They could be using that to at least incentivize or increase the value of the uni token. They're not doing that, however, they are doing some things, right? So I do think that a coin like that is one that's good to look at. Now, if you compare it with PulseX, right? PulseX is taking the same model that works, that generates income and adding a token with good tokenomics, right? Part of the transaction fees will go to buying back the token and burning it. That creates demand that whatever market we're in, you know that there's always a buyer for the token and the price will most likely go up because of that, right? Another protocol that I like, Thorchain, right? Thorchain, another one with bad tokenomics, but great technology. They're innovating. They're talking about cross-chain swaps, being able to swap from Bitcoin to Ethereum. Now, if you understand crypto, you understand that these are different blockchains and that are not natively interoperable. So they want to build a decentralized exchange where you can swap from one token to the next. I think it's a really, really strong utility. If you take, given the world that we live in right now, right, where obviously it's very difficult for some people to access exchanges. Right now, all exchanges ask for KYC. You've got to jump through several hoops, take a picture, take another selfie. This selfie is not good. Do another one. You know, there's all of that stuff. And most people who've been here in crypto for a while remember the days when all you needed was an email address to access crypto, to swap between different cryptos. Now, protocols like Thorchain bring that back in, bring that action back in, and it has the potential to generate massive amounts of fees. Because majority of transactions, of crypto transactions right now, it's still Bitcoin, right? Majority volume has been Tether for a while. The next one, Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is a behemoth. It's a big. I mean, it's 40% of the entire value in crypto. So allowing Thorchain will allow Bitcoin to be more natively adopted into decentralized finance. So I think that's a killer utility as well. Now, there's different other utilities as well. You talk about gaming, right? Gaming is another one that's really powerful because gaming, it's just a business natively and generates fees. And if you talk about people who play Fortnite, you buy skins, you buy swords, you buy all that stuff, all the electronic stuff, right? So gaming very much connected close to the NFT market, NFT markets, NFT marketplace as well, right? Because if you have a game, it's very easy for you to create a marketplace and you start generating income that way. You can generate fees, and then you can pay off some of those fees to token holders as well. So I'm thinking about that. What is it that, so the main thing is you've got to have users, you've got to have who are willing to pay fees, and then you've got to have some innovation as well. Those are the things that that I'm looking at the most. Now, so in regards to investing, I think the best thing to do is investing in those protocols. And most of those protocols that are good, we already know them. We already know what those protocols are, and they're most likely going to have good price performance over the next few years. And given the fact that all prices are down 90%, I think it's pretty easy for you to anyone who's just picking any good coins will make a 20, 30, 40, 50x somewhere there. Now, they won't net you, like if you're buying a uni token, I don't think you get 100x, 1000x, but you might get a 50x over a few years. And those are still good returns, right? If you're getting into Ethereum, right? Ethereum, you might get a 10x, right? From where we are, maybe even a 15x, who knows? And I do think that the game is not about just being completely greedy, right? And wanting the 1000x, the millionx and all that stuff. I think if you want, you've got to play risk reward, right? Risk reward. And so, but the fundamentals have to be met. You need users, you need utility, right? And you need who are willing to pay for it. Pulse Chain, super exciting. Now, Pulse Chain, I like it because I do think that it has a disproportional upside, right? You're looking at the upside of Ethereum, looking at the upside of Aave, the upside of all those other good cryptocurrencies. I don't think they might not even have 100x in them, even at the top of the next market. That's the truth. But I do think that with Pulse, you can get that. You can get a relatively not much risk for a bigger upside potential. That's what I think. Now, we will be able to see this when launched. That's when we'll be able to see the tokenomics in play. I do think that a large chunk of the coins are not going to hit the market, which is going to increasingly make it very scarce. But we will be able to see how all those things unfold as Pulse Chain is launched. Now, all in all, right, the beauty as well is this, especially for those who still have some cash position, is the beauty is this. So we're still in a bear market. We will still have low prices. Good assets will have low prices. That's what bear markets are. If you take a look at the .com crash, Amazon stock tanked hard. I mean, at one point, I was looking at the chart yesterday. At one point, it was about 35 cents. Right, and today it's at $100. So it might not be great performance in crypto, but it sure is in the stock market, right? I mean, plus even if you're to get those returns that were guaranteed over a long period of time, that's good too. So I do think that right now is the time it's time to be risk averse, right? I do think that yeah, within the Pulse Chain ecosystem, you can play low risk for potential high reward. However, if you want to diversify, I think you've got to be able to be mitigating some of that risk, right? Now, obviously, if you have smaller capital to start with, you've got to go in the high risk zone. And smaller capital means smaller capital, right? When I'm saying smaller capital, I'm talking about if you have, let's say if you're investing like a grand or less than a grand. Yeah, you can put 500 in safe assets, right? You can put 500 in, say, the old Richard Heart ecosystem, and then the other 500, you can put that into Pulse Chain projects. So that would be defensive in regards to the Richard Heart ecosystem with 500. And that's also an offensive position, right? But then you're going full on DJ in the other position. However, if you're playing in those games, you've got to be really picking your coins really well if you have a smaller portfolio. If you have a bigger portfolio, you have much more flexibility, and you can play with the safer assets that will give you a good return, and you can also get to sleep at night, right? Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about all of this. Thank you guys for watching, and see you again next time. And another thing, right? People have been asking me for the longest time to share my screen, and look, I haven't had time to learn how to use it, but I'm only starting to get time right these days now, and to learn how to use it. I haven't really found the best software that'll be the easiest for me to use, but I'm still searching, and hopefully I should have that soon, right? Now, I will take this bearish season time to not produce as many videos as I normally do, but to start learning and trying to maybe improve some of the content, right? Why not? We've got to have better quality. I mean, and I do think that we do need, within this whole Pulse Chain ecosystem, to develop content that also competes with the other crypto content creators out there. Now, obviously, not going to be easy, and I'll definitely need a lot of your support for that. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing for the next few, I don't know how long, but yeah, I will be dropping content regularly, but not as regular as I normally do, because I definitely want to improve the quality of the show. Thank you for watching, and see you again next time. Remember guys, this is not financial advice. Yeah.